Okay, let's continue adding a little bit more razzle-dazzle to our table. A few easy things we can do. Let's make some stars. So you got the polystar tool over here, and this is the butt of many jokes until you actually need a star, and then you realize how useful the polystar tool is. All right, so that's what it can make. You do have some options over here, though. For example, let's here we go. Get back to it. There's the options, and you can do a star. You could also make a polygon. But if you're going for a star, you got your traditional five-sided one, but you could also make a 32-sided one, right? So look, you can do something crazy like that. Doesn't look as good with the stroke around it, but you know, that certainly has its place. I mean, you could put it down here or something like that. Obviously, I'd probably tuck it behind our little lake. There we go. So that's one easy thing you could do with it. But actually, it wasn't what I was planning to do with it, but we'll leave it down there. It does look kind of cool, doesn't it? But yeah, as for the star, let's take what we've got. I'm going to make another one just by copying this, and let's change the color. Let's also make it a little bit smaller, and I was actually thinking just doing something simple like this, right? And then you can kind of, if you want to just play around a little bit, move some of these points, and just symbolizing it. So I'll just say star orange, and maybe just kind of running it along the little gutters that we have here for the going down to the flippers. Here we go. Let's make it not so perfect. Let's put this behind some of the stuff that we've already got. So it's kind of back there a little bit. And this might be a fun one to play around with the some of the color effects that we've got. So we can still select those. Let's go over here to blending and see how this might look. A few of these other ones. I'm kind of between. Yeah, I like that one actually, the lighten effect. So again, like we had with our path, and what else did we do that with? One of the other ones I thought, where it kind of feels like it's been painted on, and then you can still see some of the original texture underneath. And I know that well. Just because you paint something doesn't mean that you don't always see the wood texture below. So you can do something like this. Almost seems like a faded sticker maybe. And I'm just going to select these guys, and I'm just going to paste them over here. Okay, so we got those in. Another thing you could do is just kind of a checker pattern to, running down through here. We'll do some sort of, what's the name of it? Switch or something like that. I want to say lever. That'll boost the ball back up. So occasionally you could, save a ball that runs down that way. But let's just put in some very simple squares for right now. So let's do maybe something like about like that. I'm just going to run two of them next to each other. And this is actually not so much a checker pattern, but kind of like what you'd see on the road. So something like this, and then when we get down to here, let me zoom in. We'll kind of run it into the water. So just kind of curve it like that. Move that over there. And let me go ahead and just select all these and make them into a symbol. And I don't think, well, maybe I could do this. Let's see. I'm going to copy this again. Angle it out a bit more. Yeah, that's more what I was looking to do. Let's try this. Let's undo what we got over here. Well, I was hoping I could kind of run these into each other, but let's see if we can do that. Okay, we're getting close. Let's touch them up just a little bit. Put that there. Do that over to there. Do this over to here. This over to here. And give us a little bit more of a gap. And then from here, what we can do is let's add a glow to it. I think this would look like a nice little lighting effect if we can get it right. Let's set the quality to high. Put that up like so, maybe like this. And then let's play around with our blending. Let's try overlay. Yes, there it is. So something like that. So it almost looks like it's yeah, kind of like running into the water. Maybe there's maybe this is some sort of sticker or something like that. The lights are actually underneath, but certainly this would be something that you could toggle between being off and on. You know, so maybe when the ball is launched, you you know, flicker these. I think that would be a nice little effect. But yeah, just if you kind of take a little snapshot with your brain, this sort of is starting to feel like the bottom of a real table over here. What to do about that sunburst though? Keep it, toss it. Well, let's try to keep it. I'm gonna switch this to add, and let's put in a little color, maybe a little glow. Switch that to high. Try something like that, and then maybe once you get done with it, duplicate it, make another one, and let's try setting this. Let's take the glow off and take the add off of it, and maybe just wait. And again, kind of tuck that one below what we've got. So, you know, like nice little sunrisey camp. It kind of just adds decoration to what we got. Let's well, we got plenty of time here. Let's go and make the plunger, and let's see if I can repeat the same steps I did a little while ago to do this. It's kind of a weird way of creating the plunger, or basically a spiral effect is what I was trying to get at. So what I did is I just took a stroke and I set this to 15, and I'm just gonna then copy and paste this, you know, one over top the other one for a while. Once you get a few of them, we can then copy those ones. Oops. And get a little something like this. Okay, so what we'll do, hit F8 on that. And let's add a drop shadow. This is going to be an inner shadow. And we're going to make this kind of a gray color. And obviously it's going to be tough to see on top of another gray, so maybe move it over here. Okay, and then zoom in. Let's adjust the distance just a little bit, maybe play with the angle some. And what we'll do is we'll duplicate this, so just copy it over here, duplicate it, so you're going to go over here to symbol duplicate. Just hit OK, and then let's double click inside, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move these so we make basically the sort of counter coil, or the one on the other end, like that, right? And then since they are separate shapes, once we kind of swing the drop shadow back around, it should give you kind of a nice little coil effect, right? Who thought that that was going to actually work? So something like that. And then we'll just combine them together. So we'll just call this coil. And then finally, what we can do, double click inside of here, just grab a square. I think in terms of the kit, the best thing you can do for your plunger is just have this be a nice square shape up at the top, so that the ball just kind of rests on a very level platform. And up here. Just maybe copy out a square one more time. Just do kind of a dark top to it if you want. So it looks like there's a little bit of light hitting it. Something like that. And maybe let's try to keep to that same color that we're using over here. Just the tiniest little bit, hint of some light hitting it. And then the ball resting on it should look something like that. And of course this will come down, hit the ball up there, and it should be pretty good. And of course you could easily duplicate and make more coil by just copying and pasting those shapes. But yeah, there we go, looking pretty good. Let's take a break from this video, and we'll come back with something else in the next one.